we're going to do first is go in my cargo. Okay, now we're going to get rid of those. Okay, keep that in cargo. The Annihilator turret, we're just going to keep all this in storage for now here. And that one too. We're going to sell that off. Keep that in cargo. The Grand Restorer. Depleted shield delay. The number of seconds for your shield generation to begin after your shields have been depleted. So this is interesting. They've been adding new modifiers, I guess, to everything. This needs more outfit space than its mass. That's crazy. Shield generation. 424. I think that's pretty good. But we'll install this and take it out later. Primary cooling. Active cooling 3,900. Cooling energy, that. And then what do we got here? Yeah, I mean, this, in terms of space efficiency, this one actually seems better than the liquid sodium cooler. What does cooling energy mean? Energy consumed per second running at full strength. Okay. And this just consumes energy, period. And this consumes energy when it needs to. So it's not as energy efficient, but in terms of mass, it is. So that's interesting too. See, like, so we have support cooling, which needs energy as well. And it's 1920. So I wonder if this would be good on the capturing ship. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. It's hard to say, actually. It's pretty hard to say. What do we got here? So energy generation and heat generation. Let's see here. And this is a battery. Wow. Look at this battery. 2. 3 outfit space needed, though. This might be interesting too. And this is sort of interesting. We're just going to uninstall it right there. See, this is sort of interesting to me. I wonder if the crystal things I'm using, I have to come back here. We're gonna come back to Tarzet after, when we start to do the capture stuff, and look at the Ka head stuff. I mean, we can actually just do it like just by looking in here and just doing it. But you know what? Yeah, are these bounty hunters here? Yeah, you're all dead. See, this is unacceptable. Oh my god, we got more bounty hunters? This is awesome. Really crazy. I like that. Trying to get strong and kill me, but the problem is, you're all dead. How dare you all try to kill me? It's too bad you just can't be like a command to be like attack all disabled stuff. Coming to get ya. Get that one. Hurry up, go get him. We need to kill everyone. Kill that one. I'll kill that one. Kill that one too. Excellent. Okay, good. We took care of what we needed to take care of. Let's make our way back to Zug, I guess. Look at those bounty hunters trying to kill me. That's crazy. That's also crazy too. Here we go. Yep. Oh, here we go. I'm joining it. let's see, where are we at? Darkstone, here we go. Let's do this. I'm gonna help out. Oh yeah, I forgot this is like. I wonder what that system was supposed to be. These little puny things. No, see, we gotta like kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. Kill them all. Good. Glad I helped out. Like one of my ships could have just came in and did it. See that? How nice I am. We're gonna go take a quick jump to Blooper Pad and then back out. Let's actually go see what the Coalition's doing. See what we got in Blooper Pad's workshop. Who doesn't like a Blooper Pad? Spaceport. Nothing's going on. Job board. Anti-missile delivery. We could keep doing that, but I don't think it matters right now. Let's see here. Nothing's really going on here. Alright, go to Antares. I am very excited for the next iteration of the Heliarch campaign. You're still in the middle when... Oh, wow. Here we go. I have some good news. We have decided what's in the black box. You should come visit us in Zug. We have plenty to tell you. Except, yes, of course. Why would you accept or deny that mission anyway? Why is it just like a notice being like, come to Zug? And you're like, oh, it shouldn't even give you a thing. You're like, nah, too busy. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess you never get this mission again. Well, guess what's happening? Boom. You arrive on Zug, and after contacting Albert and the 3 high archaeologists and following the directions, you find them in an ice cream shop. They're still wearing the youngster clothes, but not even bothering to hide their faces with bandanas anymore. Surprisingly, nobody seems too distressed at the sight. Raki waves for you and stands up, coming to you with ice creams in paw. Hello, Aaron. It seems our disguise worked better than intended. The humans around here think we're wearing a costume. Apparently, young humans like to dress up as aliens, she says confusedly. I had a feeling we'd fit right in with the furry crowd. That person responds proudly. It has been an interesting cultural exchange. Human space might be a great vacation spot for us, but we're not on vacation yet. We have a mystery to solve, she continues. You sit down with your group on a bench in a nearby park, mostly empty, and Decio picks up the conversation. So, the files in the black box were thankfully standard for Shiragi. Not very difficult to decode once we managed to read them. So, what did it contain? Decio responds. It was all fleet movement data and military strategy details. This system was apparently on the border of one of the faction's territories. On the final moments of the recording, a large transport fleet had entered the system, unarmed ships. They were followed by military vessels in pursuit. There's no telling what they thought at the time, but a military fleet was immediately dispatched to eliminate both fleets. On one particular ship, the name of which Enya is translated to, Emerald Sword! Why do I say sword? Emerald Sword started behaving erratically when given orders. It fired and missed a few shots until it eventually stopped and fled. Clear signs of mutiny. However, what is perhaps most interesting is that when it fled in an unexpected direction, away from the hyperlanes. Albert continues, we think they wanted to flee from the fighting. These were soldiers scarred by the horrors of war, and they just got ordered to attack what we assumed to be refugees. The Emerald Sword was a big ship, likely with an equally large crew, and from the movement data, its engines were very powerful too, possibly capable of crossing interstellar distances within Shiragi lifetime. This is some interesting implications. The ship was moving precisely towards a star named Zubin Nel, not significant enough to show up in the star maps, but we did our survey, and there's a potentially habitable planet there, but zero signs of intelligent life. We think they failed in colonizing it, but the ship might still be there. It's a priceless artifact. We can't know for sure until we get there. Thing is, there's no way to do so. Unless you have a jump drive, that person asks. And you do have one, don't you? I mean, I've taken you on the ship and we've been jumping around. Oh, I used to, but not anymore. I do. This is perfect. Do you think you can get another one? If we're going there and the ship remains are still there, we're going to need one to install on the Emerald Sword and bring it back home. What do I get in return? Fame and fortune, my friend. And if the ship is still there, I think you deserve to keep it. Bingo! Now we're talking, Albert responds. You've helped me so much, and you went to hell and back to get this black box decoded. Give us some time to assemble a crew to survey the system and help refurbish the ship, and in the meantime, go get us a jump drive. Come back to us once you have it. By the way, I'm carrying jump drives in my fleet right now. You're just going to let me have it? Isn't this something of a priceless historical artifact? Albert responds, yes, well, but I feel much more comfortable with it in your hands rather than sitting here on Zug waiting for it to be destroyed in a loose fire during a pirate raid. Besides that, though, while the free worlds work hard and have a stronger presence here than the Navy ever did, they can't stop everyone who may have an interest in this ship. At least with you, it's a moving target. Bingo. So we're going to depart here. We're going to land back. We're going to bring a jump drive in because I already have some in cargo. I have a spare jump drive in my possession. Would you like to give it to Albert's crew? Yes. You give Albert a call and arrange to meet with him to plan the next step. He shows up at your ship, greets you, and starts loading in some equipment along with the jump drive you brought. He assembled a crew of around 150, that's a lot in a day. I guess it doesn't know that was a day. Including a specialized team of shipyard workers, a large amount of veteran crew members, himself and the 3 high archaeologists who are comfortable to let go of their disguise once they're back in your ship. Aaron, meet the people who will help us uncover the fate of the Emerald Sword. I've just briefed them on the situation, what we plan to do. Along with the jump drive, we're going to take some specialized tools with us, which should allow us to repair and outfit the ship in any world we can land on. This might look like a lot of people, but if we were to recover a derelict ship, I suspect we'll need just this many. If you're ready to go, here are the coordinates of that crazy system. You think, Albert, and make your preparations for the voyage into the unknown. We're getting the ship. Look at that. We are in getting this ship. Oh. How about that? We just... a new system just popped up. Well, let's go see what's in this system. Here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. We found it. We've got it. Let's all take a moment. It took a while to get this. I don't even know if I got it yet. Okay. The trip to this system is completely normal and calm. When you arrive, a simple scan reveals the system's star is unremarkable, nearing the end of its main sequence phase. Among the planets orbiting it, one is in the habitable zone and shows apparent signs of life covered in green dark spots under the clouds. You also find the Emerald Sword, but strangely, it is not on the planet, but drifting through space. An enormous ship of angular design. Its most striking feature is an incredibly large cannon going through the center of its ship. It is so large, the ship might as well have been built around it. You can only wonder about its power. Thankfully, you won't have to find out the hard way. The ship is inert, derelict, ruined from the lack of maintenance, and abandoned to the mercy of the micrometeor showers and decay. It seems like it could fall apart if looked at the wrong way. Luckily, you have just the right crew for the job. But before you could initiate the approach to the ship, a strange feeling washes over you. First, a feeling of being watched by something far greater. Then, a void in your chest, a deep apprehension you can't shake. A thought forms in your mind, but it's not your own. You have arrived, human. This was Shiragi's last stand before their extinction. You would do well not to disturb this place of remembrance. A strong shiver washes over you as the thoughts of extinction and remembrance are punctuated by an indescribable feeling, as if there's a cold deep within your bones. What? What is this feeling? There is a pause. The feeling of being watched becomes intense, as if you're being studied intently. A human would call it dread, regret, loss. You are standing in the last untouched graveyard of a lost civilization. I am the guardian of this site. I am also the one who guided you towards the buried city, so that your species would bear witness and take heed of the lessons of ones who have long succumbed to their own folly. I did not intend for you to reach this far. Here is where the Shiragi came to an end. The tools that drove them to extinction are long gone. We witnessed as they cast those tools into the heart of this star. You mean the ship? Its weapon systems seem to be intact. That ship is just a relic. Its weapons a mere trinket. The weapons that perished the Sharangi were indiscriminate, an irrational decision they made for themselves, failing to judge the risk. As that is said, you're overcome by glimpses of memories that are not yours, not clear enough for you to identify what is exactly happening, but you can feel a hellish panic in them. The voice continues, I know what you seek here. The trinket you covet is of little relevance, even for your own human standards. But if you wish to possess it, then take it. Show your respect to those who have perished here. Learn their lessons, and I will allow it. Perhaps the sight of that vessel will remind the living races of those who have come and gone, and how, despite their great accomplishments, their decision to make war reduced them to graveyards, relics, memories, and dust. The voice and the overwhelming emotions that came alongside it disappear mysteriously as they came. Desio, who witnessed you speaking into the void, asks whether you feel okay. It seems like no one else heard it. Yeah, of course no one else heard it. Where is this ship? Oh, Sharanganar. Oh my god, it is pretty damn big. Look at it. It's huge. Do we board it? Oh, here we go. We did board. Okay. You dock with the Emerald Sword, and the crew starts working carefully to find a way in, directed by the high archaeologists. There is no atmosphere inside, as the life support has long since ceased to work. After patching as many micrometeorite holes as you can find, use your ship's own life support to restore the Emerald Sword's atmosphere and connect your ship's power to it to get the ship system minimally functional. Once it's in breathable condition, the crew boards the ship and begins getting to work. With the freshly pressurized atmosphere, you can't help but think that it smells like a tomb. I'm sure it does. Foster divides the crew up into various groups to explore the massive vessel and report back with their findings. We may be here for a while. There's no telling how long it will take us to get this thing operational again. It has been many thousands of years after all, he says. Foster immediately begins inspecting one of the many Sharangi remains on board, while the three each explore the ship with their own groups. Within half an hour, the entire ship is swarming with crew members, hard at work studying the ship and the remains of its prior inhabitants, and attempting to get it operational. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff to do. Let's see. Look for Foster, see what he's doing. You find Foster in a room that appears to have been expanded beyond its original size and converted into a farming facility of some sort. There are rows of dried out soil, its nutrients long gone, with sun lamps suspended above. While most of the crew with Foster is busy studying the farm itself, his attention seems to be on the mummified Sharangi corpse slumped over against one of the walls. You notice that the corpse has a prosthetic wing attached to it, which has survived far better than its host. What have you found so far, you ask Foster. Foster doesn't respond at first, so you begin to ask your question again, but he then turns quickly to look at you and then back to the corpse. Sorry, I was busy daydreaming. What we found. Foster's voice trails off as he looks around the room. Did you hear that banging sound? What banging sound? Strange. I've asked others here, but they don't hear anything either. Anyway, we found many amazing things. This farm is just a tip of the iceberg. Given that the Emerald Sword had been able to survive the long flight through interstellar space at sublight speeds, it's no surprise that the crew had to make the self-sustaining. I'm sure there's much we can learn technologically from this ship, but we've also found many disturbing things. His voice trails off again. These bodies tell stories, Shats. Terrible stories. The entrance into this area of the ship was welded shut. Almost all the corpses outside of this area were skeletons, while those inside, like this one, were mummified. My best guess is at some point after arriving here, they realized even with a facility like this, they'd run out of food in due time. Foster kneels down to get a closer look at the corpse. I'm having very vivid visions of it all, almost if I'm there in the moment, but it's all happening so fast. They turned on each other in desperation. A small group decided to shut the rest off from the food supply, leaving them to starve. Then those in here lived off of what they had left until life support systems gave out. In all my years, I've never felt impacted by my work as I do now. I'm feeling very uncharacteristically emotional at the sight of all this. Foster turns away from you and wipes a tear from his eyes. Oh my God. Let's see here. You have every right to be emotional. I mean, the Archon spoke to me. Do you think it's because might be wrong? We're basically raiding a tomb right now. Let's see here. Should I even mention Archon? Nah. I'm going to say you have every right to be emotional. You made an amazing but tragic discovery. Click. Yes, we have, Foster says, sounding more upbeat than before. Amazing but tragic. But amazing, he repeats, as if trying to reassure himself. Foster stands up and steps away from the corpse. I should get back to exploring the rest of the ship. No use in staring at corpses all day. You leave the area and see the large door that was blocking the way into the area is laying against the wall. Foster mentioned that the door had been welded shut, so the crew must have removed it somehow to investigate the area. You notice a large dent in the middle of the door. You aren't sure if that's because of the crew getting into the facility or from the ship's previous inhabitants attempting to break in. We're going to have to see what's going on in the next one, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. See you there.